Hello, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's rant is going to be titled Choosing Your Battles, because in life, there's always a battle that we have to fight, and there's always something that we feel like we have to do. But sometimes, we take on more than we can handle, and, that's why the whole choose your battles or choosing your battles is a really good saying, because it holds true. Because when you can choose your own battle, like when you can actually look at a situation and choose what to go after and to ignore everything else, you have a better chance of winning because you're choosing to focus on one thing at a time and you're not consumed with so many things at once. You're just focusing on one issue. And I was listening to Dr. Phil's new audiobook called We Got Issues. And in the audiobook, which came out this year in 2024, he was talking about how choosing your battles is a very important thing to do in relationships. He was married for 50 years, or he has been married for about 50 years, I should say. And one of the things he said is that one of the reasons he could say why he's been married for that long is that because he chose his battles in the relationship. And I'll give you an example of what he meant by that I'm pretty sure he meant. Say you have a wife, and say you guys both share a pet, like a dog. And say the dog, did an accident on the carpet, or like pooped or peed on the carpet. And say it's your wife's responsibility to take care of the dog. She's supposed to clean up after the dog. You guys agreed that she's supposed to take after the dog and handle the dog, like you guys had that agreement. And say you came home from work and your wife was busy cleaning the house or doing some other project around the house or making dinner, and say you saw the dog shit on the carpet in the living room. Instead of walking over to your wife and yelling at her or complaining about how she needs to pick it up or whatever it is and causing a potential argument, choosing your battles would be just walking over, getting a paper towel, and cleaning it up yourself. No big deal, Your wife's busy or she hasn't gotten to it. Like, instead of, complaining and telling her it's her responsibility or whatever it is, just go clean it up really quick and have it be over with. That's choosing your battle. It's choosing not to engage with her and argue with her or get mad at her and potentially cause an argument. That's choosing your battle. That's choosing to say, whatever, no big deal, and let's go clean it up yourself, That's an example of choosing your battle. And a lot of people just don't want to do that. They feel like they can take on so many things at once, and then they wonder why the relationship is falling apart. And, choosing your battles also goes really good in life, because there's going to be situations in life that you can't win. And sometimes you just have to just be quiet, see what's going to happen, and just accept things as they're happening, Like, sometimes things are just going to happen, and there's not really anything that you can do about it. You just got to let things be. And, sometimes choosing your battles is, not battling at all. And, I remember, I had a friend in high school, and there was, this group of kids that kept picking on him. Yeah, they kept picking on him, and he would tell me about it. And one day he told me that, 4 or 5 of them were picking on him at one time. And he said that he didn't want to fight back when 4 or 5 of them were picking on him because they'd gang up on him. So he waited to confront them when it was just one of them doing it. So he had a better chance of winning. He chose his battle. He didn't choose to confront them all at one time because they'd gang up on him. He waited for a better opportunity to just confront one of them so he had a better chance of winning if there was a fight. You know what I mean? He chose his battle. He thought about it clearly, and he didn't want to get jumped by 4 or 5 guys, and he thought critically about it. And that's basically what choosing your battles can do. It can really save you a lot of trouble in life. It can save your life, Say you are mouthing off to someone who has a gun on them and they take out the gun and they shoot you, like that can happen. That's why it's really important to choose your battles and choose not to do that. There's a time and place to defend yourself and to stand up for yourself. And there's a time when you just shouldn't do it. And choosing your battles is part of that. And that's something that as a person, you need to figure out for yourself, because everyone's different, Some people will knock the shit out of you if you say something to them and they don't really care. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different, boiling point when it comes to that. And it's about finding that boiling point of yours. But, everyone's different. But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.